This is a huge opportunity to get in something for 1,800 people. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode. Today we're taking a look at Metasoccer, a project that I'm really excited for, primarily because I love football, and double because December is going to be a big month for it. Metasoccer is an entire soccer universe, so imagine football in real life just transported into the virtual on the blockchain, where you are in control of everything. You are the owner, the manager. You determine which players you pick to play. You determine where you play, how you play, what strategy you use. There's going to be so much to this game that I think it's going to be huge. There's a lot going on in December. There's the sale of their MSU token going on. There currently is a whitelist available for it. You can find the referral link down below. Also, because it's the big flip week, we get to give away 5 whitelist spots of our own on this channel. So if you don't fancy your chances in their giveaway, you can join in on that. The link is in the description, and just complete some of the actions, follow their socials, and you'll have an extra chance to win a whitelist spot. There's also going to be NFT drops, the second batch of them. The first drop sold out, and the second one's going to be just as popular, I think, if not more. These are drops for scouts, and these will give the option to generate players in the future. So getting in very early on this project is very, very important. The sale actually went really, really well, and you can pick these up on secondary markets only. So we got goalkeeper, defender, midfielder, and forward scouts, and you're going to have to go all the way over to OpenSea to be able to get your hands on these. Look at the sale of it when it was first sold, $120 on ticket price. Now the floor price is 0.058 ETH, so has already increased in value. A goalkeeper, I think, is worth even more, like 0.2 at the bottom, which is like $1,000. So big increase in big value in this. This video is sponsored, so the guys reached out to me. They offered me a whitelist spot, which I'm really excited for. Right, so what can you do in this game? Find, train, play, and earn. These are the key mechanics within the game. You can send youth scouts to explore and find new promising young players for your team. So this is a really good, unique idea that I've not really heard of in any of the game, but you've got an NFT that generates other NFTs. So you actually have an opportunity to, from this base NFT, to generate some NFTs that you'll be able to keep selling, or actually get really good characters, good players out of, that will help you win. You can train, so you can train your players every day. There's plenty to do, and count on them to play matches to develop their full potential. There will be PvE in which you can train, and PvP will also boost the potential of your stats by playing. If you don't play, your players can actually, they can lose stats. It can be networked negatively against them and work in reaching their full potential. Play, so you can compete in official matches against other users, climb between divisions, reach the top, and earn, win matches and leagues, and generate income within your club. There are multiple ways to earn MSU tokens. So the game taps into 3 of the most popular markets: video gaming, blockchain and NFT integration, and sports betting. So you can actually back teams. If you went to watch me play against somebody else, you think you've watched me and you've seen me play before, and you've seen that I've got a good squad, you could stake tokens on backing me and against other people who are backing the other team, and if I win, you win as well. So it has a lot of extra ways to earn rather than just playing. You got evolving assets. This is what I really love about this, and again, we don't see too much of it within games at the moment. You've got these NFTs which their stats stay the same and they don't change at all. Whereas within Metasoccer, you've got evolving assets. So as they gain experience and improve their skills, you can reach the full potential of your player. To bring reality to the ecosystem and not create a universe full of super players, all characters age with the passage of time. After a certain age, their performance will start to decline, just like you'd expect in normal football, except the time at which things progress is reduced. 1 year in Metasoccer is equivalent to 1 month in real life. So they're not going to age really, really fast. Your NFTs are going to be, you're going to need them for a pretty long while. But once they reach past that point, the stats will decline. You won't be able to use them, and they will have to be retired. Some people have qualms about that. Why would I buy an NFT that eventually I won't be able to use? It's so important if you want to have value in your NFTs for that to happen, because otherwise you just end up with loads of NFTs on the market, more and more and more keep getting produced, and eventually the value of everything goes down. This ensures that the economy stays good and the value of your players aren't lost. I think youth scouts are a really exciting thing to integrate into the game. So these will be able to scout new players exactly how you would expect things to work if you were playing a game like Football Manager. You would send them out and they would find players. So as we see on OpenSea, there are different ones: a midfielder, defender, forward, and a goalkeeper. And obviously they will scout certain ones of those types. Now, the way that scouting is going to work is when they join your team, they're going to start between the ages of 35 and 40, and they will retire at the age of 65. So again, to try and control reduce overpopulation of the amount of scouts that people have in the ecosystem. A youth scout's ability to find good players is based on their knowledge and expertise. So, for example, a scout with more knowledge in attack will find players with more enhanced attacking skills, and it's the only attribute that will improve after each scouting. Expertise has the direct consequence on the position of the players he will encounter during your search. A scout with attacking expertise will find more players who play within those boundaries. So with 2 youth scouts in your club, you can mentor a new youth scout. To control scout inflation in the Metasoccer universe, each scout will only be able to mentor up to 5 new scouts during their career. So again, they've got caps on how much they can produce youth scouts to then produce more players. So just controlling that market to reduce inflation. The game will be played to earn. There are multiple ways to earn in the game. You can sell players who've been discovered by scouts. So just owning a scout now, you can just purely buy some of those of OpenSea now and let the players be produced and sell them on to other people. You could just be somebody who scouts new players and sells them to people playing the game. You can get sponsorships and merchandising income as your players gain popularity. So if you imagine it just like in real life, if a lot of people come to watch your game and you're wearing a certain sponsorship, you could potentially earn money through that. And think of just how big this game could be. If it became like the virtual version of real life football, there's a hell of a lot of money in sponsorships. Winning matches is another way, so simulated according to statistics against users in career mode and against AI in friendly mode. So the better players that you've got, the more you work to get them to reach their full potential, the better you're going to do in career mode, and that's going to lead to more earnings. Now, as well as that, being an MSU holder will give you part of the governance process of the Metasoccer ecosystem. So you'll be able to participate in key governance votes, have exclusive access to NFT drops, and be the first to try the new features. The roadmap is going to plan. At the moment, they've had their NFT sale in November, and that went really well, sold out. MSU Private and TBC, which we now know is confirmed for the 6th of December on the DAO Maker, and 9th of December that we'll have the public sale that we're going to look at the whitelist in a minute. Youth Scouts private pre-sale a private one happened in November, but there'll be another public sale in December in their own marketplace. There'll be assets, purchases, and sales in Q4 as well. Then we move into Q1 of 2022. Youth Scouts gameplay knowledge improving, players gameplay training skills improving, players and scouts aging activation, friendly matches, beta match comments. We're going to have player loans, youth scouts gameplay, mentoring new scouts, and career mode beta matches. So lots happening in that part. And then we move into Q3. They've got, what I like to see is when people are thinking into like Q3, Q4, what you tend to see in some roadmaps is that the amount of stuff starts to like taper off because they don't have many big plans for the future. These clearly do, with multiple teams per club being available, owner and manager roles being split between you and another person. At the moment, it will be default to both. You will have the role of the owner and manager, but eventually you could start to, work with somebody else, just like you'd have a separate owner and a separate manager. There'll be 2D match simulation, career mode tournaments, and up to vote DAO. Then up to vote DAO, there'll be stadiums tickets income, renting stadiums, betting platform, and stream matches, all determined, if the community wants it to go in one direction, they will decide. Their investors and partners, some really big ones, including Polygon. This is on the Polygon network, by the way, which means cheap gas fees, and you can use ETH for cheap. I love going on OpenSea and not spending $200 on gas fees, Personally, one of the most attractive things for this is the team. They are a team of experience who have worked together since 2015 because they manage a project called B Manager, which is a fantasy football game in Barcelona. These guys have experience in what they are now moving into. They have experience in blockchain with blockchain lead, product manager, 2 developers. They have what it takes to develop this, and the understanding to manage, large databases of information, statistics that will, when you're battling somebody, you're going to have player stats versus player stats. They've done it before, so I have every faith that they'll do it again. I spoke to the growth lead, Gustavo Sabino, face to face, and he was really passionate about the project and sold it to me really, really well. So I think if you've got a team that is good, the project is going to be just as good as the team, and they're all docs, so you can check in their LinkedIn profiles. So let's take a look at how to get in on this whitelist. So this is available via a GiveLab giveaway. There will be 1,800 spots available for the MSU sale on December the 9th, and it will take place on MSU Metasoccer. Now this will happen after the DAO Maker on December the 6th. So this is a huge opportunity to get in something for 1,800 people. You must fill the KYC to participate, verify with BlockPass. Each wallet will be able to purchase a minimum of $100, the maximum of $500. $500 is a huge allocation. Yeah, so if you get in on this and you pick up $500, you're gonna see some pretty good returns. 1,750 spots will be for lucky winners. 50 spots will be for the top referrals. So if you go on there and refer, you can guarantee your spot if you get enough. The token price will be 3 cents USDT on Polygon Network. Start time, so it began at the 30th of the 11th, and whitelist form closes then. Announcement of winners, open public sale for winners happening on the 9th. So look out for it once you've entered on the 8th of December. Tokens will be distributed at time to be announced. You'll get 20% unlocked on token generation event, and then 20% on a monthly basis. So 20% is a big portion. If you saw a 10x on something, which I think this will 10x, no problem. So we'll go to 30 cents. If it 10x's and you invested $100, then it goes up to 1,000. So you'll get $200 on token generation event. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion of where I see this going. Don't take it as financial advice, but it probably will. So find the link to this in the description. It is a link. So you can find the link to this in the description. All you got to do is sign in. You can use your Twitter account. Post your Polygon wallet address, so your MetaMask wallet address, post it in there. First name, last name, country, email. There's other actions you can complete for extra entries as well. And then at the end of it, once you've completed these steps, you can unlock your referral to be able to refer for extra entries and have that chance to be in the top 50 for a guaranteed spot. Be sure to follow their other socials as well to look out for any other airdrops, any offers. So the website there, Twitter, Telegram, and Discord are available for you to follow too. Finally, let's take a look at the white paper, which, by the way, is hugely extensive. It has so much information in it, which goes to show how prepared they are to create a game of this size. Their unique feature, I think, in this is evolving assets. That the fact that they can develop their stats, that they will age over time, that 1 year in Metasoccer is equivalent to 1 month in real life, and that eventually these players will have to be retired, which forces you to look elsewhere and get other players that are younger, exactly like you would have to do in real life. The youth scouts work as follows. They will be having details just like this. Their user interface will have knowledge, expertise, proficiency, which will determine the quality of the players that you find. There will be their role, their age, their club that they're at, and there is 0 out of 5 mentorships, which is basically like a youth scout breeding, but they're not breeding. So if you put two and two together and you get another youth scout, and they will go up to 1 out of 5. You have players that stats will look like this. They will have their overall skill, their potential skill being between 85 and 91 for this guy. The roles that they can play in, so centre forward, left forward, their age, their height and weight and preferred foot, as well as their skills in attacking, defending and physical mental. Personal stats, so their condition, what their morale is. So obviously we've got a player that's got good morale, it's probably going to impact on them playing better. injuries, whether they're fit or not. So just as in like real life, you're going to have injuries to players, and that's going to potentially, you could have a really good player, but they could be injured and out for a long time. They'll also have special abilities, which would be really good for determining, you know, who takes the free kicks, who takes the penalties. If this guy has special abilities in those areas, you're going to prioritize him. Stadiums will also be in the game. So these will be unique NFTs that, you know, you'll be able to host matches, play at home with additional profits from each match. You can also rent stadiums out to other clubs, so your stadium owner will receive a percentage of the earnings generated by each match. Now, how will the gameplay work? As a default, you'll occupy both roles, owner and manager. Owners will handle the hiring, management of personnel, discovery of new players, player signing, sales, and finance management. Where the manager, you'll be in charge of managing the scout area. Your responsibility will be to maximize the potential of players through a proper training plan and prepare the appropriate strategy for each match, keeping the players in best shape and mood as possible. Scouting is like the equivalent of breeding in other games, where you are actually finding new players. Now, there will be a cost to that, as you would expect in MSU. If you've got low knowledge, so 1 to 49, it's only going to cost you 1,000 MSU. You'll find 6 players, but the chances of finding top players over 85 potential is only 5%. As your knowledge increases, so does the cost of MSU. The player that you find reduces, but the increase doubles for the first one to 10% of the chances of finding an over 85 potential. It goes all the way up to 80% if you have knowledge between 90 and 99, but will cost you a huge amount of MSU, 64,000. Mentoring a new scout will cost you MSU as well. Per scout, 3,000 for your first one. So 2 of 0 out of 5 will go together. They will recruit a new scout. That will cost 6,000 MSU then in total. And then both those mentors will go up to 1 out of 5. And it increases as you progress. So it might not be worth it by the time it's 4 out of 5. A lot of people in a lot of games only tend to breed up to 2 out of 5, and then they stop because the cost is too expensive. It's better to use the new ones that you've got and use those to find another scout at 0 out of 5. So we'll see how many people start to use that in total. But they've got really in-depth information on all the stats of recruiting a new new player, and all the stats on how finding a special skill is achieved. So you can take a look at that if you want to get into the real specifics about it. As I mentioned, this really kind of goes to show how prepared they are for this game. Transfers and marketplace will be available. You can sell at a fixed price, or you can put your player up for an auction. That'll be really exciting. You know, if you've gone to a match of somebody and you see a player and you're like, that's what I want, you could potentially buy that player if it's on the market. And you'll be able to, all assets will be represented in MSU and USD. Thank you. I hate when people put up just MSU, and you've got to then equate how much is MSU in US dollars. So that will help massively. And of course, on Polygon, to avoid high transaction fees, all transactions are carried out on the Polygon network. The matches will work as follows. So they will be 2 types of matches that you can play. Friendly matches, which is PvE, and PvP career mode. Now, PvP is going to be unlimited, so you can play as many friendlies as you like, but the condition of the players will be reduced after each match. Conditioning the patches you can play during the day without increasing the risk of injury. So you got to manage how much you play versus risking certain players. You might not want to risk them because you might need them fit for career mode and PvP. This is where it's at for me. You're going to have 4 continental leagues available, each with multiple divisions. The divisions will work as follows: 9 divisions, where the first division will only have 14 players. So that's like the Premier League. And then at the bottom, the 9th division, you've got 1.2 million teams. Now, a match will be played every single day, and seasons will last 26 days. So at the end of that, you will total up your points. So you'll have 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw, 0 for a loss. And if you get a win, you'll get token compensation as well. A draw will lead to shared prize between both of you, and obviously losing leads to 0 tokens. So you can work your way up the leagues to potentially be the best in first division. And there will be rewards, obviously, for finishing high in MSU. You can also bet on games, so you could go to a match and, as I mentioned, you could think, okay, I'm going to back this person, and they will calculate odds just like in a betting market. They have plans for further expansion, and there's so much more that you can check out within the white paper there if you want to have a more in-depth look. That really pretty much sums up the project and what you can expect from it. I have high hopes for this. I think if you're competing against some of the other things out there, NFT 11, Cosmos 11, for me this has better quality of design in terms of players, and we've got more in terms of user interface. That I think the experience as well that they've got prior to this game coming out is going to lend itself so well to making this game a success. So yeah, really excited for this one. Getting on the whitelist, it's free, you know, you might have a chance to get in on something that earns you a lot of money. Okay, well that's all for this one. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like on the video, hit subscribe if you can keep up to date with future content. That is all from me. See you guys soon.